What's up, guys? I'm back to stream after a long hiatus. I've been going through some life difficulties, we might say, and I'm feeling a little bit more genki, as they say in Japanese. So I definitely would like to just toss a shit and do a live stream. So if anyone remembers this from like 2 months ago, I started this and I'm finally really, really close to finishing. And I told myself I was going to finish the base modeling today because I keep procrastinating. Over the past couple months, I've added almost everything I got to add. I might do a little tiny bit to this thing just to make it more obvious that it's a pop out, and some shit, of course. Some slight seams right here, and then okay, my cursor's there, good, and some slight seams here, and then maybe like some deformation like around the sides, make it look like this isn't so perfect, and then so extrude some of this, maybe take the groups and pull them out, and then that's about it, because I need this part and I need this part to connect, because this is going to be like blocks when people add them into the base, so they need to fit correctly. So this part though the middle part can be slightly deformed. All right, so the way I think I'm going to finish these on the bottom is I'm going to make these like the suitcases, and they have the little click button here, and then as it's held down you can turn it or pull it out. So basically what's going to happen is, in my mind, you unscrew all these bolts, and then to remove it as easy as possible, you grab it with your hands like this and then press down, and then you so this way you can move your hands and unclick if you want it to lock, so it's easier to lift and to maneuver. So the fact that these need to rotate is very important to me. Okay, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to mirror everything. So we want the center to be this center, which I already set, so it's kind of fine. Also, a big portion of the work that I'm going to be doing in the next couple hours, which I might not like stream all of this, I might not even do that part today, but it's going to be organizing and naming a lot of these, because I want most of these groups to be set. So when I go into Unity and I make sure that all this looks good, I know the hierarchy. So when I merge this into different assets, into different polygon assets, and things with different faces, and shaders and stuff like that, I have different versions that are easier for different computers to handle, and doesn't add too much to the overall file size. Like, I'm not changing it dynamically in code. I just have separate assets that will be rendered depending on the settings that the player has. But yeah, and then this, it looks all weird because the way that this is not really showing that this is overlapping. The point of this, and I'm just explaining some of this before I actually get to work, is I want to be able to paint different layers. So I want to put like caution to paint on this. So this has two separate layers. So this way, this can be caution. This has two separate layers. So one can be caution and the back panel can be actual metal. Or I might just put like serials and VINs on here. Just something to change a different texture. Make it a little bit easier. Alright, so I'm going to get on my lazy ass and let's do this. Alright, so first comes first. We set this. We make sure we're in bottom bead. We're going to add bottom beam. We're going to add a cube, just because cubes are just like universally my favorite thing to try to work with. And we're going to scale in as much as we can. Dude, I really need to see if I can lower this because I'm too tall. Nope, I'm as low as I can get. Oh, okay, wait a little bit. There we go. I feel like a midget now, but at least I'm not like slouching so much to where, oh, there we go. Low as I can get this thing because I'm so goddamn tall. All right, that's better. for the video streaming anyways. All right, so this feels so small finally. Grab on the X. Oh, yeah, this is grab on the X. I said, bitch. Now I'm gonna go into modifiers, and we're gonna first add in the mirror and change it to Y, and then because we need the origin point to stay the same, we go to edit. This is also a good little live stream if you're kind of new to Blender or 3D modeling. It gives you a good idea. So we're gonna keep grabbing. We're gonna around where it might be center, and then we're gonna center our viewport, and then we're gonna try to get it around here, because remember, our origin isn't changing, so we do have to eye some of this. I mean, there are ways to do it, but this is just so much quicker. Okay, so I want this to not be much bigger, much thicker than this. And the point of this is going to be, this is leading, right? Top and down. So this is going to be another plate, like another grip thing. So this is all going to be one piece. It's going to go over. It's going to be very slightly thinner than this piece. And it's going to connect here and going to connect there. So I am going to use the Z modifier. And then also, we're going to put the click mechanism into this one. We might do a cutout and then bevel it so it looks a little bit more like separate. But, you know, that does add polygon count and stuff like that. And, you know, the shitty computer can't handle it, it seems. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab us on the face. And we're going to figure out where the middle point is. Okay, so the middle point is about right here. I think we're going to have to move that down, but we can definitely do that later. So what we want to do is we want to grab Z, and we want to find about where we want this to stop. So I'm going to edge hit this, and we want this to be tickling the edges of this. Okay, because we're going to refine this shape more. Now, obviously, as you can see, right, the overall transform middle point is not the same as this. So we're going to go back in object mode, and we're going to click this, and we're going to look at the Z. Okay. Oh, come on. Control C. We're going to go into this object. Control V. Yeah, see? Wait, actually, it still doesn't look right. Oh, yeah, it does. Okay. Now it's perfectly center. So now, when we go back in edit mode, we're going to grab and we're going to go back to Z, and we're going to tickle it about right there. For me, that's good enough. So if we go into front view, it's okay. So grab all, grab Y. We're going to center this a little bit more. And then we're going to scale on the Y. And we're going to thin this out to where we know it's exactly. So this grip panel is not perfectly center. So I think I actually want to change the grip panel again. So we're going to go back into this view, and we're going to grab it on the Y. Oh wait, no, sorry. Edit mode. Grab on the Y. Yeah, the Y being 0 is actually very important. So object mode right here. And we can make this a little bit thicker. So we're going to go into edit, scale on the Y, make it a little bit thicker. Okay. And then now we're going to do a Control R to loop cut, and we're going to bring this about where we want it. Okay, that should be good enough. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go back in, oh no, sorry, still edit mode, my bad. Edit mode. And then we're going to go into vertex mode. Actually, I think we can just inset Control Z. Extrude. I forgot how to do this. 1 second. Oh. Scale. Oh, yeah. Okay, I did it right. Yeah, I did do it right. Oh, yeah, and then a good way to actually do this is to scale on the Y only. And then to, you know, maybe get this a little bit where it's more obvious. And then boom, boom. Scale on the Y. Just make sure. Actually, you know what? Scale. Okay, and then we're gonna select these, and then we're gonna Control B for bevel, and then we're going to, actually, I want to make sure this is gonna look good. So we're going to do this. That's too many bevels. So we're going to, I kind of don't know if I want to decrease the amount of bevels, Control B, on the corners or not. See, it doesn't actually look that bad. So I think I might keep it like that. It's acceptable. And then this is where it's going to get a little weird and I might have to backtrack. So we'll see. And this is also why mirroring is so important, is because it cuts all the work in half. So if you do have to do this again or you fuck up too bad, okay, Control B, come on, let me bevel you. So I think we're gonna cancel that bevel, and we're gonna Control Z that. And then we're gonna go into modifiers, and we're gonna go weighted normals. And now we're gonna go in, bevel it. It doesn't really do anything now that it's been. What am I missing? Triangle? Base weight? I don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong here. Okay, 5, save. I mean, to be honest though, this is alright. So I think I'm just gonna Control A, grab on the X, put it back a little bit, and then we're gonna scale up again. Then we're gonna scale on the Z, and then we're just gonna flatten this bitch a little bit. Grab on the X. All right, there we go. Yeah, I think I'm still gonna redo the middle points a little bit, maybe. We'll see. Okay, and then now, I mean, this looks okay, but it's just not beveled, and beveled always looks just a little bit better. You know what I mean? All right, so now we're gonna add in this add mesh cube. Scale. Mirror. On the Y. Grab Y. Oh no, hey, yeah, let's see. And now we're gonna scale on Z. Grab on the Z. Oh my God! This fucking computer. Grab on the Z. Come on. Grab on the X a little bit closer. Okay. So what I think I want to do is I want to Control R it. All right. You know what? Actually, I think I'm gonna extend this. All right, whatever. That way I don't have to go into object mode. I can be a little bit lazy. All right, so edit. Now we're gonna add the Z, and we're gonna go just select the face here. Grab on the Z, scale it till it's intersecting a little bit. Now we're gonna Control R it. Okay. Now this is where the magic happens. Grab on the X. All right. And then we're gonna select all. Grab on the X again. I guess that actually could be fine, I guess. Now we're going to do this. Grab on the X, and we're going to make this obviously short enough to be visible from the back. Now we're going to bevel. And we might even add one more segment. Yeah, that's better. Now we're going to Control A, and we're going to grab on the X, and we're just grab on the Z. We're just going to intersect it to where that bevel thing goes away. There we go. So now we have our little, click, our little grab handlers. Because the thumb, if you look at the thumb, right, there's that little bit of a cup. So if you're squeezing something with your thumb, you kind of want that shape. At least in my opinion, right? And the fingers, you want the opposite. You want like a little bit of a hook shape. All right, so go here, grab on the Y, let's center it, and that's good enough. Now, I think that's object. Let's see how this looks from a distance. I think it looks completely reasonable, right? If you look at it from a distance, you can tell something happens, right? You click on this, this pops out. Now I'm going to subdivide this top circle a little bit, I think, because I just want it a little bit more less low resolution, at least for the prototype version. So another quick little cheesy thing we can do, right, is now that we're back in object mode, we can we can control click it, we can copy, and we can paste. And now we have these two. And now we can go into edit mode because we have both of them highlighted. Control Alt, grab on the Y, and move these babies over. Now we want to center this as much as we can. We want to grab this on the Y, and we want to go like this. And there we go. And that's still actually pretty good enough. So we pull it out and we twist, and then we let go of the bottom part, and that will, and you know, I would imagine in my imagination that the way this would work is you'd squeeze it pretty hard, so it wouldn't be like super quick and easy to accidentally press it. So there's a little bit of a resistance in this back chamber, and we make sure it's all fine and dandy. So this entire mechanism moves. This back panel is just a cutout of this panel, so this and this will share the same texture. So if I'm planning on doing this, I don't think there'll be any major problems. Now I might add a little bit of detail on this later, like actual you know, texture detail, but for right now this is fine. Also, I think because this is more high-tech, it's completely okay to leave this kind of blank. Now I do think I'm going to slightly bevel all this because I'm just like that. Okay, so we're gonna go into object mode again. Okay, and then we're gonna go and edit one more time. And now we're going to control click. No, oops. I'm still in face mode. So we're gonna control click. Click. We're gonna click a couple random locations, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna control alt click. Control alt click. Control alt click. Okay, and then now, because that'll finish the loop of the vertices, but it really depends on the normals and stuff. All right. Segments 2, 1. No, segments 1. Segments 1. Control B, come on. A 0.12 segments 2. Yeah, that's not so bad. File, save. It's not like a grotesque amount of segments, and it makes it about as smooth as the top part. And since the vertices don't overlap, it doesn't really fuck anything up too much. Let's look at that from an object point of view and see the difference between the beveled and the non-beveled. Like it just makes it look so much cleaner, you know. And then we're gonna go to this one. We're gonna go into edit mode, and we're gonna do the same thing. I know we could just copy and then we could just remove it back to the same position, but I remembered what I did, so it's not that big a deal. So click here, click there, click there. Now we're gonna alt click holding shift, alt click holding shift, alt click holding shift, and we filled in the gaps. Now we're gonna control B to bevel. We're gonna say the width is 0.12 and the segments are 2, so everything else is fine. Now for some reason this seems off, so we're going to nope, it's edit mode. Okay. Edit mode. All. Grab Y. I don't understand why that's so off. That's better, right? Yeah, okay. That's okay. Now let's look at this from a distance, and boom, we got ourselves a sexy ass bitch. I think this is pretty good. I think this definitely passes for a futuristic storage panel. We got emergency comm systems. We got our Casimir effect, um, energy energy amplifiers. So basically, I'm imagining in the future we're able to use the negative vacuum effect of the Casimir effect in order to generate amperage inside of volts, because it's literally free way of collecting, you know, the vacuum of space-time to produce a little bit more nudge. So it's just because, you know, ships are in space. They don't have access to a lot of things. So I imagine future people come up with a lot of interesting and inventive ways in order to keep things functioning and to make as much with as little as possible. And then this, the energy that's going in and through, right? And then this is the energy that's being brought, the dirty energy, right? That's being brought back to be respun. Because a lot of people don't know this, but grounded energy is just considered dirty energy, you know? And so if you have input output, it is possible, right, to reuse it, right? So I'm just going to call it dirty energy, basically. So that's dirty energy. The bottom is basically piping, so atmosphere, you know, drainage water, this kind of piping. And then this is a foot stool, which is used to clamp and extrude out so you can do maintenance up top or simply put baskets of wares and stuff. I want this to be as much of a multi-purpose storage unit as possible, because I think this is just something that the government would have a lot of, right? It's nothing specialized. Say, here you go, new person. Use this as best as you can. All right, so let's think here how we can maybe add a little bit of life to this middle node, and then I think that's about it. Now, one thing I'm thinking about doing is doing a cut in, right, like this, and then another cut, like maybe here, like a circular cut for some reason. I don't know. That's just aesthetic, you know. Because I know, like, anything in engineering is still aesthetic. There's nothing that's just not just for no reason isn't aesthetic. So I'm trying to figure out how to make this a little aesthetic, possibly, but I don't really know how. In fact, let's just save this. Right, we have the base, and now let's make our new version and construct it, and then we can figure out what we need to change in the game engine. Now, I obviously think I want to add more to this. So I might one side bevel this because this is going to be all put in together, but we'll see. All right, so we're going to save as, and this is going to be compiled. Start T1, and then compiled. I don't think there needs to be two L's in this. Save as. Okay. So the reason we do these two separate saves is I have the original version that's completely untouched, okay? The non-compiled T1. So if I fuck up at any point during this compilation and I mess up a UV and I absolutely have to go back, I can go all the way back to the original version that has everything that's non-destructive. Because most of this is non-destructive. I need to commit this before it actually changes the shape. So a good rule of thumb, I think, is just to go bottom, top to bottom. So we have the very first thing, I guess, it will be the speaker. So what we do is we go apply, 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 apply. Okay, and then if we go back to object mode, right, now everything is actually like that. Apply. And now some of these objects, if you really wanted to, you could merge, but I'm not going to do that now because all that really matters is, even if this is a kind of high resolution, I just want to be able to get this into the game engine and test it. So this part, Control Z. Okay, what is missing here? I don't understand. No, that doesn't seem to work. Motherfucker, already a problem. Huh, that's weird. So the way that we can solve this is we're going to copy and we're going to paste. And then we got this in the wrong fucking spot. That's lovely. We're going to drop this into this collection. And we're going to grab this on the X. And we're just going to make a real makeshift thing here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to grab this and we're going to slightly, scale to like 1.02. We're just slightly going to scale this. And now we're going to make this wired, so it's invisible. And now we're going to go to this, and we're going to see if this gives the right kind of reaction we need. Now, I think I want to put a slight bevel on this now after make these changes. This is too much of a fucking bevel. I don't know what the shit this is doing. I think that doesn't look too bad from a distance. Yeah, I think that's fine. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna make it invisible, and then we're gonna look at it from a distance, and yeah, that looks fine for what we're doing. And we might have to correct the whatchamacallit later, but it's not that big of a deal. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to take this one, and I think I want to make the scale on the Y a little bit bigger. And now we're going to go to this, and we're going to scale this on the Z a little bit bigger too. Okay, and then we're gonna grab on the Z and just slightly. Object mode. Yeah, it looks fine. Yeah, it looks great, actually, really great. Okay, so now we're going to apply. apply, apply. And then maybe this one we're even gonna, I love bevel. Bevel is great. It's a really easy way to add a little bit of detail and you don't have to go like out of your way to do it. All right. Yeah, see, it's such a slight change, but trust me, it adds. So I'm gonna apply this. We're gonna go back and we're gonna save. And now that this has been properly changed, we're gonna just delete it. Now we're gonna go to this part, and we're going to make sure apply, apply. Okay, looks like everything's fine. Apply, apply. It's very important you save this top to bottom in the actual modifier list, because these save according to the appearance is based off of how the hierarchy is saved. Apply, apply. And remember, once all this shit's applied, it's a lot harder to change. So you got to make sure that you really like the way it looks before you apply all this stuff. You know, things like subdivision and stuff is fine later on, but I kind of like the more jaggedy appearance anyways, because I think it makes it look a little bit more futuristic to have the slight hard edges and stuff here. All right, now we're gonna go to this one. We're going to apply. We're going to apply. We're going to apply. Oh, and then also backup shapes. We don't need this anymore. Oh, Control Z. Okay, it looks like some of the booleans and stuff are actually relying on this, so we're not going to delete that yet. Let's see what happens if you delete scale reference. Basic wall node, cutouts. All right, yeah, I'm just gonna do that later. Fuck it. Casimir effect thing, that's done. Okay. Apply. 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 There is a quicker way to do this, but in my experience, sometimes it totally fucks it up. So I'm not even gonna bother doing it the other way, because what ends up happening sometimes is you'll hit like apply all. There is a short tab for that, but it doesn't do it in the perfect order, and so sometimes, right, you have things that will go missing and it just won't compile correctly. So I do it by hand, because like if you saw with this, right, something ended up not looking right, and because I was doing it by hand, I was able to fix it on the spot before other things that might have been reliant to it also got messed up. So we're going to be naming a lot of these collections and parts later, but for right now, we're just making sure that we're committing every change that I've made over the last 2 months on this little piece of Okay, so all applied. And then as you can see, those are more grip things. This grips moves the plate, and then those open so you can slide them up or slide them down. You know, because I figure in space, you just want everything to be as easy as possible. Okay, now we're going to collapse this main detail thing because it looks like everything here is finished. Oh. Now we gotta go to the bottom beam because that's just in the order it's at. And now we make sure everything's here. And then we go to this, apply. And we're just going to apply everything that has a little check mark. Now, this is not going to render very well, as if we are going to have to reconstruct some of the UV mapping. But personally, I'm not doing any of that now. The main reason I'm not doing any of that now is because, just making sure how this is fucking right. The reason I'm not doing any of that now is because I want to just get scale of reference. I want to get the look, or the way everything looks and operates. Because when the full alpha is released in a couple months, I just want to make sure everything interacts correctly, everything looks okay, shape-wise, the atmosphere is immersive. And then we're going to worry about painting and getting everything in, so... Okay. Oh, I don't need to worry about that, actually. Apply. Now, we're going to get rid of all the cutouts. Delete. We don't need cutouts by the time all this is... Okay, what the fuck? Wait, there's still something dependent on this. What is? Yeah. Here we go. Yes, I forgot. See, it's always good that you check a couple things first. Alright, delete. Yeah, we're good. Okay, we're golden. Now we're going to save. This drawer component is totally fucking dependent on a shitload of booleans. Yeah, okay. I'm going to apply these now, but I might have to... When I'm changing shapes and I'm adding more booleans, it can cause some problems, but we're just going to hope that everything works out. Okay. Apply. Okay, I don't know where the fuck this bolt is supposed to be. Okay. So it is not. I think the point of this was to be looking like it was what kept this connected, but I forgot to add in the piece right there. I think I was supposed to add a piece there and a piece underneath, but I'm pretty sure... Yeah, I knew it. Yeah. save. Now, I still want to add a piece that goes into this. Because that just doesn't make much sense for this to be separate. Okay. This is all part of the rail door mechanism, isn't it? Ugh. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a mesh, we're going to add a cube. Oh, shit. I fucked up on that. Object, snap, object, add. Oh, god damn it. Add, mesh, cube, edit, grab Y, grab Z, get it around, grab X. Okay, and then we're just gonna try to do this as fast as possible. Okay, and now to make this look like it's actually part of the fucking thing, we're going to grab on the X and we're gonna put it like this. Okay, and now we're gonna add a modifier, mirror, Y, and then we're gonna add another one, which is gonna be a bevel, and this is gonna be the ever so slightest bevel. This is definitely too much. Yeah, that's good enough. And then we're gonna control A again, grab on the Y, and then we're just gonna put this here because the whole point of this, and then we're gonna scale on the Y, and we're gonna try to make it around the same size. So this way it looks like it's, you know, actually, you know what? I think I want to just match the curve here with I think that's better. I mean, it's such a minor little detail that probably no one is going to ever notice, but I noticed and I care. So I think a big important thing about being art that you're proud of is you don't give a fuck about what someone else thinks. You make sure that you're the one that's proud of it when it's done and finished. So I think this all makes sense now that I'm done and finished with it. So I want I think this is good. All right. And then if anyone's wondering what those are emergency release flips. So if the power gets cut out, you hit that emergency handle as long as you have the key, and then you can move it up by manual effort. Because I do think in space, power outages would be maybe frequent. I don't know. We don't have an interplanetary civilization yet, and I do think that even if we had very advanced systems with energy, we'd still have the power outage. All right, so let's start saving the rest of these. Save. Apply. 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 Actually, you know what? A good little thing, by the way, is even if something's hidden in a particular group, don't ever delete it until you've finished all your modifiers, because it could be a cutout that you forgot about, or, so just make sure everything's fucking applied first. You put a lot of effort into this, though. Oh, no! See? Woo. The apply button and the fucking exit off is way too close in my opinion, but thank God there's the Control Z now in Blender. People might not know this, but believe it or not, a few years ago, there used to not be a Control Z. Okay, still looks fine. Another rule I will say is if you ever delete something and it removes something, but you can't even notice, like it's such a small detail, it probably didn't matter if it was there anyways. Just a FYI. Alright. It looks like everything there is applied now. Okay, here we go. See, it all looks so beautiful now. Oh, look at that. It's everything's pretty independent too. So the way that everything's saved now, anything could be animated pretty easily, and then I could make an animation cycle, and then I could squeeze everything together and then reduce edges and stuff to make it more compressed. Like, there's a whole lot of reasons to have a full unbuilt version like what I have saved on the other thing, and then a version like this, and then all the other things that you end up doing. Now, I don't know what it is, but something doesn't look right now. Yeah, that doesn't need to be there. See how much of a difference it does when you add certain things like that, little minor bullshits. Now, I don't really know the difference between this, so this is something I would have to check later. These might just be all intersecting and I'm not aware of it, but I'm not going to fuck with it right now. Later. When I'm exporting into, you know, Unity, I can make notes of everything. All right, well, I'm about halfway done, actually, I think. Yeah, I'm about halfway done. But, yeah, about halfway done. So what I'm going to do is that later on, I'm going to maybe live stream more. But I do know I probably have been live for a while. It doesn't. I don't actually know how long I've been live. I've been live for an hour. Yeah, I'm going to quit now, work on this a little bit by myself, and then maybe do a little bit of some update stuff for Instagram, and then go to bed. But yeah, I think I'll have this fully composited and completed by tonight, and then I'll put this into Unity before I go to work tomorrow. All right, I'll keep you guys updated.